What's up guys, welcome back to another video. Hope you're all doing well today. I guarantee you did not expect an MX vs ATV Unleashed video in your subscription box in the year 2024. But here we are, welcome back. It's been a hot minute and I can't lie, this video is going to be a little bit difficult for me because I have been trying to get this set up basically all of last night. And for whatever reason, my controller is not doing what I want my controller to do. Now, I use a PlayStation controller and I use DS4 Windows on games that don't support it, which makes I guess, the computer think that it's an Xbox controller. The issue that I have is anytime that I want to lean back at the moment, it moves the camera angle as well. So what I'm going to be doing today is attempting to play this game on keyboard, which could very negatively affect things, but we'll see how it goes. First of all, I've got to turn the music off because I don't want to get copyright striked. For all of you passionate gamers, you can now get 20% off all G Fuel products worldwide by using code LINS at checkout. And for any of you motorheads looking for some new drip or apparel, use code MXPR_LINS15 fxrracing.eu to get 15% off. All links and codes are in the description down below. Enjoy the video and drop a cheeky little like and subscribe. So we are actually going to be doing some custom tracks today. And when I tell you that these tracks were made back in 2006, I'm not lying to you. I'm well aware that some of you that are watching this weren't born until 2006 or after 2006, so some of the tracks that you're going to see in this video today are literally older than you, which is absolutely disgusting, if you ask me. So what we're going to do is I'm going to go over to user tracks here. If anybody still has access to this game, or if anybody wants to try these tracks out for yourselves, then I can leave links for it down in the description for you if I can hopefully find them again, because I installed these last night. We've got two tracks though. We have got the 2005 MX of Nations and we have the 2006 MX of Nations. One was at Matterley Basin, which I guess is, you could call my home race, even though it's a couple hours drive from me. But I suppose as far as GPs and stuff go, it's still my home one. And then we also have the one at Ernée. And you don't know, Ernée is probably my favourite track in most video games for whatever reason. I just tend to really enjoy it. So that's what we're going to be doing today. We'll start off with the 2005. Unfortunately, I think I've only got, yeah, I do. I've only got 252 strokes, which isn't the end of the world. It'll be okay. Do I want to rest with these settings? Yes. And let's get into it. Okay, so I'm going to let these guys go out the gate. Basically, my buttons are forwards, back, left, right is on the directional keys. And then accelerate is spacebar and brake is control. WASD moves the camera around, so I'm going to try and stay as far away from that as possible. I have zero clue what the clutch is, if there is even a clutch in this game, and also you'll see the camera move slightly when you get going. But let's see how this goes. This could be incredibly bad, because I am not a particularly good PC gamer. We shall see. But yeah, this is 2005. This is Ernée. Now, if any of you have played any of the MXGP games, if you play MX Simulator, if you play MX Bikes, you'll probably recognise the rough layout of this. Of course, tracks change over time, and they can only do so much on this, because I believe this game has its own custom-built track editor, where I've not used it myself. It could be as simple as just raising and lower tools, but it should be good fun nonetheless. I've got no clue, actually, thinking about it, how I'm going to actually edit this and have it on the video for you, because obviously the resolution is just way off. I don't want it to be super stretched. And why are you ringing me on Discord, you absolute... Okay, we've got streamer mode enabled now. Let's actually start riding again. Right, we're playing. I'm sorry if any of you thought that was yours. I have now put streamer mode on, so it is fully muted. And I wish I could get the controller to work properly on this game, because the feeling on this game, when you used to go fast, you used to have this perfect balance on the analog stick of like leaning back and turning at the same time to, turn just the perfect amount while getting all the power down to the ground. And I suppose this is one of the games really that started the whole ride the back wheel everywhere to go fast. The seat bounce on this game was really good. Like, you can jump so much further than usual. I'm not seat bouncing down. That's a lot bigger than I thought. Yeah, I'm not surprised I crashed there. And actually, since this was made in 2006, it's actually quite impressive. I thought it'd be a lot worse off. I have... What is that? Did you see where that guy was going? Oh god, I'm going to get kamikaze. They're all going straight on. It'd be interesting to know if any of the guys that made tracks for this game back in the day are still about, or if they've moved on to bigger and better things. I imagine that they might have been slightly on the older side when this was released, and now we're almost 20 years on from that. So, they're probably got a wife and kids and all sorts these days. It's a crazy concept to think that people were making tracks for these games way back when, before some of you were even born. It's an odd concept. It's very, very strange. But I love it as well. You can see that they're labours of love. I can't imagine that the tools used at the time were very innovative, so to speak. And the website actually that I used to download this from used to be a Motocross Madness website, but they kind of rebranded to include other games. And when you go into the track list, there's like 94 pages of tracks, to be fair, but almost all of them are from like 2006, 2007 or so. And then if you go to the very last page, because you can filter by date, there's a track that was released in like 2013, and then the next track after that says it was released in 2023, and it's the JS7 compound, but it doesn't have a track link. So I'm not sure if that is cap or it's broken or what. I would love to try and ride, I guess, a modern day JS7 compound in this game. I think that would be so funny. I don't know what the button is to respawn. I'm just going to let it respawn itself. But just the fact that there's a 10-year gap between submissions, and the fact that that website is still even up or running since it didn't have any submissions in that 10-year gap as well, it's just really, really cool. And it shows like the labour of love and the passion that people have for these old games. I really enjoy them. It makes me want to go and, you know, bust out the old PlayStation 1 and have a little bit of a rip around. I'd have no idea how to go about recording things properly. There's another game that I'd really love to get back into at some point and record videos on is Alive. Alive used to be one of my top tier MXOS ATV games. I used to do a bunch of competitions based on the website called MXOT, which is MX Online Tournaments, and I had something like a 100 plus podium streak at the time on Alive. I was doing really, really well, and it's so sad back then. I was as competitive then as I am now, to be fair, but when you'd get a podium, you'd get like this tiny little trophy on your profile, whether it was first, second or third, and I just used to love getting them and seeing how many I could have overall. And yeah, I was so tryhard on that game, but I'd have to go and break out all the old consoles, and then I'd have to go and buy, like, you know, capture cards and stuff like that to capture footage on it, and it'd be a bit of a pain in the bum, so it might not be worth it in the long run. But, you know, if that's something that you would particularly like to see, maybe it's an Alive career mode, maybe? They don't have, I guess, like, full-fledged career modes like you do nowadays on, like, the Monster Energy Supercross games, for example, but, you know, it's something. It's good. I remember when that game first came out, I think the max level you could get to was 50, and you'd unlock like perks like Clutch Boost and Scrub Master and all these good things along the way. And there was one track called Kanoko, which was literally just a figure of 8, basically, in the snow. And I remember sitting there on all-time difficulty, just doing lap after lap after lap, grinding for credits, grinding for XP, and I'm pretty sure I maxed the game out within 2 days. It was just ridiculous. I loved it so much, and the aspect of going around different free ride areas and unlocking different vehicles when you find them, like the pit bike on the Stewart compound, or there was an enduro bike in a quarry type area, there was a quad in some sand dunes. Really good stuff, and I miss that. I really do miss that about video games, to be fair. I feel like it's so serious these days. It'd be nice to get like an old school career mode on games. Now, even though they seem to be having their own issues, I'm looking at the map at the bottom left and kind of seeing them riding off the track. I'm quite surprised that there's working AI on this custom stuff, because even on, I guess, like more modern games, the AI is awful when it comes to racing on custom-made tracks. Even on Monster Energy Supercross games, they'll go and like roll everything or send things over a berm and not recognise there's a corner coming up. It's actually unreal. I'm going to die again here. OEM suspension. Oh my god, we're surviving. Jesus Christ. But yeah, I think you've seen enough laps of old Erne here. I am only on lap 3 out of 5, but it's quite a long track, 2 minute or so lap times. So what we're going to do is we're going to do a quick cut with the power of editing, and I will see you at Matterley Basin. Can we also talk about the fact that you can switch the event whilst also in a race, which I don't think has ever made an appearance in any other motocross game since? That is ridiculous. Just little things like that, just little quality of life updates where just changing the track whilst in another track. And look at the load times as well. It was so quick. Oh, boys, I miss the old games. Give them back to me. Bring them back. I want them. Give them to me now. It's actually also quite funny seeing the names of the riders on here that I still recognise, like Subramanium. There's also, I think, Takahashi was one of them. There was another Japanese name that I think started with a Y. We've got Novice in here. There's one that begins with a H. If I slow down, will they overtake me? And I'll see the names. Novice, Nolan. Oh, he's not in the top 3. Okay, no, that's fine. I'll have to wait. But yeah, this is Matterley Basin. You can see that the track layout actually has barely changed over the years. I mean, that's the little double. You go around to the left here, hit the step down, and then it's a big uphill quad these days, to be fair, which it isn't in here. We've got a little uphill into the rollers. There we go, Heinen, that's his name. Around to the right, there should be a sharp left into some rollers, maybe? Yes, we've got the rollers into another left-hander and a single, and then a right into a double. So you kind of, even if you're too young to remember these tracks and their layouts, I mean, I certainly never followed motocross that closely in 2006 to know all the different layouts of the tracks. I was just riding around on a little 50. Was I on a 50? I would have been 10. Maybe I moved up, maybe I was on 65 by then. I have no idea. But even if you don't know them, you can kind of get a vague idea from playing other games. Like, a lot of the people watching this right now, you will probably be playing MX Bikes. You know, that's what this channel is based on. That's what a lot of you subscribe for. But you get a general gist of the track layout just based on the newer games as well. And stuff really hasn't changed too much. I really like how he's built the ruts on this. They seem to hold you really, really nicely. I did read the description of this. Apparently this track was meant to be a lot more detailed in terms of its like appearance. There was a lot more models dotted around, so with the fencing and, you know, like these little, I guess, stands here, there and everywhere in the trees. Apparently there was meant to be like 50% more than there is now, but he was just having trouble packaging it all together. And I can't imagine how difficult it must have been trying to find the right help to make tracks back in those days, because these days we've just got, go on YouTube, type in MX Bikes track building, you've got 100 different YouTube videos on how to do it. Same with MX Simulator as well. There's a bunch of sim track building tutorials. Monster Energy Supercross, of course, has the in-game track builder, but interested to know how you go about kind of packaging everything together and properly building stuff that feels somewhat realistic in-game. I'm well aware that saying the word realistic whilst playing a game from 2006 and a track from 2006, they're never going to go hand in hand. But I can imagine at the time, that's what people really, really enjoyed. It's like when, I think it was Untamed was out, and we had all of these like enduro tracks at the time. I used to bang out enduro in that game. And I used to think, damn, this is so realistic, the way that the bike handles. And now you'll go back and play the game now, and there's nothing realistic about it whatsoever. So it kind of, it all depends on the time period on how you view tracks. And this was probably, you know, like top of the line. I guess what we'd consider a JV track these days, that is what this is to those players back in that time. So, I mean, don't take things for granted, boys. You could have been born 20 years earlier and be riding around on stuff like this. And whilst I still think that the physics of this game are far more fun than any of the modern Supercross or Legends MXVS ATV games, I generally would rather play this and just have it on like really good updated tracks and have a controller that works, because I'm very, very annoyed. I'm still playing this on keyboard. I mean, I've turned the controller overlay off so you can't see, but yeah, spacebar is accelerate, the left control button is brake. Do I have a clutch? No, not shift. I don't want to press alt because I'm scared that will tap me out. But yeah, if I just press down and up on the directional keys, it'll give me a cheeky little seat bounce. Turn to the left, so it's kind of all or nothing. There's no like half throttling, there's no half turning, but no, that's kind of how it was back in the day. And I mean, this was back in the days before the trigger button, the right trigger, was used as accelerate. We'd just press like X, or I don't know what the button is on Xbox. Yeah, it'd just be on-off switches. So really good, really cool, really old school. And I'm happy that stuff like this is still available to play, and the files just aren't lost for time. So if you want to play this, I mean, this is Unleashed itself is on Steam. No idea how much it costs. I bought it quite a while back. So you can go and buy that and play through the normal story if you want to, or, you know, download some custom tracks and see how it goes. I'll link the custom tracks down below for you if you do want to give them a go yourself. And yeah, I'll say thank you very much for watching. Let me know if you have many memories of this, or, to be fair, let me know if you're born after this game released, because that's going to make me feel incredibly old. I apologise if the crowd noises are loud. I think it's all to do with the mixing. I'm hoping it's not too overwhelming. But yeah, hope you enjoyed this regardless. Do drop a like and subscribe to the channel if you're new. I would very much appreciate it. And have a lovely rest of the day, whatever you're up to. I'll catch you guys next time. Peace.
I'm working hard, I'm sacrificing my life, I'm sacrificing my mind, I'm sacrificing my sanity, but most importantly, I'm sacrificing my time. Boy, I feel fine, I feel like I am a king. Honestly, I can't complain, even with faith that's the size of a grain of some salt, I will still move a mountain and do what I want.